Once I went to school smiling all over my face. They said, "Right, Mick, stop that stupid smiling. You fuck, just sit down. God, I hate you." I said, "All right." And off I went to my desk and sat down and started crying. And suddenly, while our teacher came in, she had a moustache and she said, "Hey, everybody, I'm Mrs. Rosen and today I'm going to teach a thing or two about mathematics." That really boils my tea. It really bags my plums. Look, it really shreds my schedule. Because if there's one thing I can't stand, it's learning sine, cos and tan. We know that already, but our teacher, Miss Fat Fucking Bitch, be so boring, we all be snoring, got so bored, I used to write out swear words or phrases on Haribo sitting in front of me, and I saw him sleeping away like mad. And I suddenly need to have a yes. So I put up my hand. "Yes," said the wicked witch of the West. "Could I go out and do some bleeding?" And she'd say, any other day I'd have said, "Of course I can, you fool." But that day I didn't make any noise at all. Once more, from the beginning. Once I went to school. No. So there I was, squeezing the end of my willy. So I figured I think I'll trick one of these idiots. So I said to Jack Davis of Jackney, "I can people." So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So I said, "Okay, watch this." I put my thumb round the edge of the desk lid, so when it went out, there was enough room to put my diddle under the desk lid, so I could urinate without making a sound. So I start being. So I'm going, but then my thumb slips out and the lid shut round the corner. Penis. Oh no. Whoa. So I start yelling and crying. There was the noise of my balls bursting. There was blood all over the fucking floor and everyone was looking at me. I started pissing blood right in front of everyone in class. And I said, "Can I go to the nurse's office, please?" Mum said, Mrs. Rosen said, "I don't know." "Can you?" And the whole school starts to laugh. And off I went to see the fiercest nurse in the world. It was Miss Goodfellow with a lollipop in her hand. And she said, "The fuck do you want now?" I was just about to start snorting away like mad. I think you know what I do. And she started crying. And I didn't put my hand on her shoulder in case I get sued for sexual harassment. But she said, "Take 2 of these every 3 hours." And the nurse gave me a paper bag. One paper bag. And it's full of pills. And I go back to class with a bit of cotton on my wiener. Because that makes sense, and yet it doesn't. Not at all. Anyway, I was really angry. It's not fair. I can't pee around here. But then, of course, it got worse because I just randomly felt like I needed to take a shit, so I put up my foot. Hand. "Yes," said the teacher. "Quick, can I go to the bathroom?" She said, "No." I said, "It's hurting. I've got to do it." So then I did it. Right in the middle of school. To start with, I thought it was a fart. But then, of course, it starts running down my thigh. Don't like that. And then suddenly, I remembered this fun rhyme that my friend Haribo used to say. If you need paper, you have to ask. Right in front of everyone in class. Okay, that's not happening at all. What you had to do was put your do under the desk lid when no one's looking. So once more, from the beginning. Once I went to school. No. I had to reach down, deep down, inside. So I was in there trying to get it out with me bare hands. It was horrible. So I figured it out, but it was slippery and all slimy. And it darted out of my hand. And it went on the floor. And Richard, sitting behind me, stopped working off for at least 3 seconds. And he smells it. His eyes melted. And he goes, "Watch out, everybody." Michael's just taken a massive shit in his pants. Anyway, then he went back to masturbating. Look out. Everyone in the class looked round, and I cried. Then there was something else. It said, "Get off me!" Actually, the teacher's phone rings really quietly, and she says, "Up, Mrs. Rosen here." "Who this?" She stops. Suddenly, she looks pleased. And Mrs. Rosen turned to me and said, "Congratulations, you just got to 2.5 and subs. My lord, I don't believe it. I really don't believe it." And Haribo woke up and he said, "Hooray!" And then he started sleeping away like clothes in a suitcase. Then Richard pats my shoulder and says, "Right you." Well, actually, he said, "Well done. Now clean up the pile of crap on the floor." And I said, "Not now. People are watching." And he said, "Fair enough." And then he goes back to masturbating again. Suddenly, the going out bell went. Boing. And then we went home. And I never went back. Mind you, I never cleaned up my shit either.